You believe you carry goodness within you. But what if, at the slightest opportunity, it's you who chooses the darkness again? Throughout history, humanity has confronted this darkness repeatedly. Societies that appear civilized, educated, and thoughtful have caused horrifying suffering without regard for gain, simply out of power, lust, or mere indifference. We have acted cold, selfish, and cruel, often without any benefit. John Stuart Mill says, "The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing." This reminds us that behind great injustices, it's not just a handful of ruthless individuals, but also the silent masses. Evil often prevails because we pave the way for it by refusing to see, speak, or intervene. According to Leo Tolstoy, we often know right from wrong. We don't deal with complex philosophical questions. We live with simple common sense, which usually whispers the right thing to us. If Tolstoy is right, this should be a major disadvantage for devils, shouldn't it? In C.S. Lewis's The Screwtape Letters, the experienced demon Screwtape whispers an interesting secret to his young apprentice, Wormwood. To lead humans into evil, you don't need to make the bad seem good. It's enough to make morality feel like an insignificant matter, because we often gravitate toward ideas not because we truly believe them, but because they seem convenient or cool. That's why Screwtape advises his apprentice. Make the patient, the human, think that morality or faith has no practical place in life. Portray them as distant, abstract, and unimportant. If the patient starts thinking about right or wrong, distract them immediately. Redirect to mundane, superficial things like what to eat for lunch, because if humans begin pondering their values, they'll eventually take them seriously. And that's the demon's greatest fear. Screwtape's goal is clear: transform the person into a being who believes in nothing fully, committed to nothing with their whole heart. Even if they never outright reject their values, in critical moments, they easily forget them. Another cunning tactic from the demon: it's not enough to just make morality forgotten. Make life seem composed only of practical and urgent issues. When humans view morality as distant and trivial, they gradually lose the power to choose right in real life. Screwtape instructs Wormwood: keep them so busy with so-called real matters, work, food, social concerns, that moral questions feel like a luxury. If a person defends values only in words but gives them no place in daily life, those values become hollow shells over time. The belief seems to exist, but it's ineffective. Values appear remembered, but they no longer guide choices, and one day the person can easily dismiss principles they once swore to uphold just because it doesn't suit me right now. Screwtape's strategy is simple. No need to make someone openly evil, just make them apathetic. Because evil often spreads not through overt malice, but through indifference, comfort-seeking, and small neglects. Reflecting on this, I realize Screwtape's ideas aren't just theoretical. There's something I've experienced at times. When I look at myself, I want to think I'm committed to my values, that I want to be good and choose right. But honestly, in bad moods or under challenging emotions, I recall not always being as kind as I should. This is exactly what C.S. Lewis points to. People don't usually become bad through one big decision. It's in small, ordinary moments, an outburst of anger, a moment of indifference, a spark of arrogance, that they drift from their values. These small slips accumulate to shape character. Though Lewis seems to describe how the bond with God weakens, this idea applies broadly. Whether you have religious faith or a secular view, neglecting your values creates an inner void. This emptiness can lead to guilt, alienation, and eventually not recognizing your own identity. The real danger lies here. What destroys a person isn't sudden big wrongs, but the accumulating small neglects and indifferences. Another key observation in C.S. Lewis's The Screwtape Letters: to lead someone astray, giving them bad friends is often more effective than direct encouragement of evil. At first, Screwtape describes the patient spending time with a materialist friend. Then they enter a high society group that sees themselves as clever and superior. The patient admires this new circle, and over time, chooses silence or agreement over objection when their ideas clash. Screwtape's aim is clear: create duality within the person, feel like a good believer in sacred spaces, but betray those values among friends. This hypocrisy is one of the demon's most fertile grounds. Over time, the person forgets which side they belong to. Instead of defending what they know is right, they adapt to the environment. Eventually, they can't distinguish right from wrong, even within themselves. Screwtape's strategy not only weakens values, but also instills a pride that makes the person feel more sophisticated and smart. Thus, they drift from values while seeing this drift as a sign of superiority. Lewis highlights a crucial point. We might think we're among good people, but our surroundings' mindset can slowly make us more selfish, indifferent, and cruel. Without noticing, Lewis emphasizes a harsh truth. Throughout history, the greatest evils have come from those who believe themselves right and superior. This danger lurks insidiously in our everyday lives today. Pride isn't just an obvious flaw, it slowly corrupts the mind and values. When we see ourselves as better than others, we start excusing our own small cruelties. Lewis's warning is clear. Goodness's greatest enemy isn't ill intent, it's a heart blindly convinced of its own superiority. Through Screwtape, C.S. Lewis states this striking truth. It doesn't matter how a person reaches hell, through great sins or small steps. The outcome is the same. This idea carries unsettling weight. We often associate evil only with massive disasters or overt cruelty, but Lewis opens our eyes to another reality. Daily small violations weaken our souls just as much we tell ourselves, it's no big deal, or everyone does it. In that moment, we normalize our inner small evils. The real danger isn't just in huge mistakes, but in the overlooked small choices, because we build who we are through everyday small actions. Sometimes after all these small violations, a person suddenly awakens, as if holding a mirror to themselves. There in stark clarity, they see their flaws, betrayals, and indifference. This awakening seems like a chance for salvation in theory, but for Screwtape, it's a new hunting opportunity, because the person has been so busy seeing themselves as good for years that facing the truth becomes unbearable. This crushing guilt drives them to another extreme, total surrender. Lewis recalls a line from Milton's Paradise Lost, "Better to reign in hell than serve in heaven." When confronting inner darkness, people sometimes think it's too late, and instead of trying to change, fully submit to evil because it offers an easy escape from painful regret. This is just who I am. There's no turning back. Screwtape's true victory is this: imprisoning the person in their guilt, convincing them they've lost all hope for change. In this part, Lewis reveals the psychological mechanism behind many evils. People deepen in evil not always because they're bad, but because they believe they're bad and no longer think they can change. In Screwtape's story, the final act closes unexpectedly. The patient, the human, escapes the demon's trap. Lewis underscores a key truth. What saves a person isn't grand heroics or epic sacrifices. It's small, resolute steps. Quiet kindnesses in daily life, simple prayers, small acts of good. The patient no longer chases grand dreams or fools themselves with world-changing fantasies. Instead, they understand where true goodness hides. In a sincerely offered prayer, a hand extended to lighten another's burden, patience shown in tough moments. Screwtape erupts in rage. Because now the patient's mind is protected, their conscience strengthened, values rooted. With this scene, Lewis delivers a quiet yet powerful message of hope. Goodness is won not through great triumphs, but through small loyalties, like a stranger giving a metro ticket to save a life, or asking about a passerby's well-being on the street. Goodness demands no grandeur. True goodness is silent. And just as small betrayals drag us into darkness, small virtues carry us to light. In the end, C.S. Lewis leaves us a clear message through these letters. The line between good and evil isn't outside us. It's right within humans are capable of both great good and great evil. Which way we turn isn't shaped by one heroic moment, but by every small decision each day. Knowing there are forces within pulling us toward evil can be frightening, but this awareness also empowers us, because awareness opens the door to freedom. Now we know evil spreads not just through great villains, but through daily small silences and indifferences. Likewise, goodness arises not from grand heroics, but from small fidelities. Lewis's voice seems to whisper in our ear, This battle rages inside you every moment, and each small choice will either make you more yourself or steal you from yourself. Ultimately, who we are isn't hidden in grand promises, but in the small decisions we make about who we are every day. Thank you for watching.